Can I just say how excited I am to be filming this intro? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daphne and I make videos on DIYs and home decor. And in today's video, I am super excited to present you part 1 of my guest bedroom makeover. I wish I could fit everything in one part, but I DIY'd most of the room decor. So part 2 is going to be all about that. And part 1, which is today's video, is going to be most of the heavy work. But let's rewind a little bit and talk about the room itself and why I decided to do a makeover in the first place. So let's start with the happy news. I recently became an aunt. My sister gave birth to a beautiful and super cute baby boy, and of course my parents flew from Greece to visit their first grandchild and to also be available to my sister whenever she needs an extra helping hand. And because they're spending quite a while here, and because we have a spare room in the house that we hypothetically used as an office space but didn't really spend that much time in it, it just made sense for them to stay with us. Also, a little parenthesis here, my sister and I don't live in the same house, but we do live in the same city about 10 minutes away from each other. So as I mentioned earlier, we had been using this room as an office space, which by the way is a small space. It's only 10 square meters, but we never really spent any time creating an inviting space. We kept it very basic, and I think because of that, it often felt a little bit cold being in there. So one of the main goals of this makeover was to create a cozy and inviting space for my parents since they're staying here quite a while. But at the same time, this is only going to be a temporary makeover, so we didn't really feel the need to spend a lot of money on it and decided to do a low budget makeover, which brings me to the next important point, the bed. We're actually getting the bed and mattress from my sister's husband's family, who were kind enough to lend them to us. So I guess we could say that this is the only constraint in this room makeover, because this is definitely not the bed I would have chosen. It is an old IKEA bed, which I think is discontinued because I tried to find it online and couldn't. It kind of looks like the Malm bed, but the headboard is curved. And yeah, I think I've now mentioned everything I need to mention. So without further ado, let's start this room makeover. Okay, so it's been a few days later. I actually had to move my desk into my bedroom, and in order to do that, I had to break down a bookshelf in my bedroom that I didn't need. That was quite difficult. It actually took me a few days to do so because I needed Alex to help me remove it. And when we finally removed it, the back of the wall was a different color to what it is right now, so I had to repaint it the original color, or the color that the rest of the bedroom is painted right now. And now the bedroom, or the office area, or the guest room is finally empty, and it's so echoey in here, by the way. It's a small space. I really don't think my parents are gonna have a lot of space to move around. I have no idea how this room is gonna turn into a double bedroom. I just, it's not like my parents have a choice, they'll have to stay in here. But one of the things I wanna do in this bedroom is make it feel a little bit warmer, because the white on the walls is pretty bright. So I decided to paint the wall right behind me, which is where the bed is gonna go. I chose a Benjamin Moore color called Barbary. I think it looks very pretty on their website. I have no idea what it's going to look like on my wall, but hopefully just as pretty. I'm just so excited to see some color because I love color. Like, I could paint all the walls a different color and still like it. That would look kind of crazy. I'm going to, of course, tape all the corners and the sockets as well. So let's get started. Okay, first layer, shh, thank you. Okay, first layer is done. I really like this color actually. Do I have second thoughts? Always, but I trust myself and I trust the process. I think with the bed and the rug and all the decorations, it's going to turn out very cozy and warm and pretty. It does make the room feel a little bit darker, but I think we can correct that with better lighting in the room. So I'm going to apply a second layer tomorrow morning, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I will apply that off camera. No need to see me applying it for the second time, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, one more thing I want to be doing before adding the bed is spray paint the radiator white. So I found a radiator spray paint which is resistant up to 80 degrees Celsius. So I will remove the cover and spray paint it outside. Okay, so now that the bed is in the room and it is assembled, it is time for me to make a console table. So basically, I will not be adding any nightstands because the room is quite small and there's not enough space for them. There's definitely space on one side, but not enough space on the other side for the closet doors to open as well. And in that case, I would have to move the bed towards the left side, which means that the bed would not be centered in the room. And also there would not be enough space for the person sleeping on the left side to get to that side. So It's a whole thing, so we decided to keep the bed centered in the room and find another solution. My next option, which is also what I will be doing today, is to create a console table and hide it behind the bed. So yeah, we'll be making a console table as long as the bed and as wide as any regular book, so that my parents can put their book on that console table. So I will be making it 15 centimeters wide, and I will make it as tall as 77 centimeters. I think the bed is 85 centimeters tall. It is going to be a very basic structure, and I've already bought the pieces of wood. So let's go ahead and make the console table. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love it. It looks really, really nice in the room, and it's definitely much better than having a floating shelf or two units that are kind of in the way. I love it. Okay, now that I've added the console behind the bed, I'm ready to attach some lighting, and it made sense to add sconces instead of table lamps. So I got the IKEA Hector sconces in beige. I think these were the cheapest sconces I found in IKEA. They were about 14 or 15 euros. So let's go ahead and attach them on the wall. Okay, to hide this monstrosity behind me, I'm going to add a shelf. I have some leftover kitchen countertop from IKEA that I used in one of my previous projects. So I will be using that. I just need to cut it down to the dimensions that I need. And then I will be attaching it on the wall with some corner braces. So let's do this. So that's it for part 1 of this guest bedroom makeover. We have emptied the room, we have painted the wall and the radiator, we have assembled the bed, we have created and added a console table, we have added the sconces as well as a floating shelf. And in the next video, I will be DIYing most of the room decor, and I will also be adding some final touches, and of course it is going to be the reveal of this guest room makeover. One thing I'd like to mention is that the color of the wall looks nothing like what I thought it would look like. Okay, that's an exaggeration, it's just a little darker, but I still haven't figured out the proper way to choose color. And also where I live, we don't have the option of getting color samples, and the smallest quantity you can get is 1 liter, which is actually not that small. So if you have any idea on how to choose paint without getting color samples, please let me know in the comments. One thing we noticed is that if you look at the same picture online using a different device screen, the colors differ a little bit. For example, the same color looks a little bit more pink on my laptop and a little bit more purple on my phone. In any case, as you'll see in the reveal in the next video, the transformation of this room is huge, and I do really like the color of the wall. It's just a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, but of course this also has to do with the furniture and with how the light reflects in the room, which brings me to the next important point, that the color actually changes shade depending on the light and time of day. Sometimes it looks a little bit more pink, sometimes a little bit more purple, sometimes a little bit more gray, and this is actually pretty fun. So that's it for today's video. If you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to get notified whenever part 2 of this tiny guest room makeover is up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!